historical perspective as to when and why
Smoking is
the
addiction.
law was
The substance is smoke that has been found
as well as
most addictive is nicotine.
we should recall in Nigeria
Nicotine
during the
drug addiction or drug abuse
and the analog to
indiscriminate use of drugs.
sometimes even designed first
yes, there is a link between malaria and
Excessive
water and the spread of cholera.
just okay, let me even start this one to make it more clear. Just
If you want to be theoretical, it applies to even men. Well, in practice,
This is Medishow.
Hello there, you're watching Mother Show. I am Imelda Asian. I feel so excited to be here today. Do you know that there's something unique about the Bida Emirate? The Emirate has produced personalities who have stand out from the crowd. One of whom is our guest on our show today. A legal luminary, a traditional title holder, the president of Nigerian Scout Association in Bida. I'm pleased to welcome on our show today Alhaji Dalhatu Mahmood Aliyu, the Makama Nupe, whom you're going to meet right after the break. Stay tuned.
let's give the historical perspective as to when and why
smoking is addiction.
the law was
The substance is smoke that has been found
as well as
most addictive is nicotine.
we should recall in Nigeria
Nicotine
during the
drug addiction or drug abuse
and the analog to
indiscriminate use of drugs.
sometimes even designed first
yes, there is a link between malaria and
Excessive
Water and the spread of cholera.
just okay, let me even start this one to make it more clear. Just
if you want to be theoretical, it applies to even men.
I'm pleased to welcome on our show today Alhaji Dalhatu Mahmood Aliyu, the Makama Nupe. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Sir, you're seen to be a renowned person. Can you tell us about your person?
As you said, my name is Dalhatu Aliyu Makama. I'm the Makama Nupe,
Okay.
and I'm a lawyer by profession. I work for a company that's called Brass LNG Limited, which is a joint venture between NPC and some multinationals. There, I'm the company secretary and the legal advisor for that company. And in addition to that, of course, as you said, I'm also president of the Boy Scouts of Nigeria Bida branch, and I also undertake a lot of community affairs. So in a nutshell, that is who I am.
Okay, let's look at more concerning your profession. What are you going to say about your profession?
Okay, you know the legal profession has three main key groups.
Okay.
We have the bench, which is composed of judges, magistrates, etc. And then we also have those who are in active legal practice. That is those who go to court, advocate, do private practice, etc. And then we also have the corporate, the people who work for the companies and are in-house and give legal advice. So I belong to those who work in-house and give
In the
the
corporate
legal
office?
advice. Yes, in the
Okay.
corporate outfit, yeah.
So from the angle of your profession, with all the advices you give them, it has really improved in their decision making there in the office.
Yes, the legal advisor is a key component part of any organization and is
Okay.
also part of the management.
Okay.
You really cannot take any decision without having your advisor
Yes.
because every decision has legal implications.
Okay.
So I'm part and parcel of the organization at the highest level.
What would you say you have achieved so far in life? Because you're a traditional title holder in your community. You're a legal practitioner, yes, as a legal advisor in most corporate offices. What would you say you have achieved so far in life?
What I would say as one of my greatest achievements, of course, to me, has been when I was appointed as the Makama Nupe. I consider that a great achievement in my life.
Okay.
And of course, to professionally, I think I've reached a very significant portion of my professional life. And then, of course, all my family were all living happily. And generally, I think so far I'm happy with where I am now.
We understand that your father was the former Minister of Finance to the northern Nigeria. What legacy did he leave behind?
Yes, my father was the former Minister of Finance, Northern Region. He was also the Deputy Premier, who was Deputy to the Sardauna Sokoto, who was the Premier of Northern Nigeria. And together with the Sardauna, they worked hard for the Northern Region and also for the nation. Because as you may be aware, their party, the MPC, was in power, even at the federal level. So they all worked together for Northern Region, for the nation, and after that he came to the community and contributed his quota towards the development of the community.
Okay.
So he left behind a proud legacy, a very good name, and I'm proud to be associated with him as his son.
You're actually following up with his legacy, right?
Yes.
Let's look at the angle of who is Makama Nupe.
The title is one of the most respected titles in the Nupe Kingdom, particularly because of the previous holders.
Okay.
I had my father who was, as we said, well-renowned, known nationally and also in the northern region. After him, we also had my uncle, Elisha Musa, who was one time secretary to the government of the nation, of the federation.
Okay.
And then, so these people have set legacies and influence for the title. So as the title is now, he's one of the closest advisors to the Nupe, and a highly respected and influential position within the Nupe Emirate system.
What informed the decision of making you the Makama Nupe?
Yes, the decision is actually with the Nupe and his advisors. And when my late uncle Elisha Musa died, the Nupe was looking for somebody being progressive, with very good ideas to transform the community, was looking for the kind of person that would fit in with his personality.
Okay.
And I think in his wisdom, he thought that I will fit in with his vision for the Nupe community. So he decided to honor me, because I consider it a very big honor. He decided to honor me with the title of Makama Nupe.
As a traditional title holder, how well has your community benefited from you?
Well, I would say that's, I'm sure the committee will be able to say, but I believe that somebody who is given responsibility and high honor in a committee should always try and give back to the committee, especially some of us that have been privileged.
Okay.
We have been exposed, we've interacted with people from all spheres of life.
Okay.
And now we're trying to bring in some of the experiences, the exposures, and so on to support our the Nupe in trying to create awareness among the community and also contribute our quota to the community. And I think I'm doing that quite well.
You also do some humanitarian services too?
Yes, I do. Those are, the nature of humanitarian services we do are mostly private and personal. There are things that, the kind of society we are in, there are things we do quietly by the side.
Okay.
We really don't talk much about it.
You don't make it public.
No, you don't make it public, but I can assure you that within the resources available to me and within all the capabilities, I try to do the little I can contribute to the community.
Okay. How did you come about becoming the president of Nigerian Scout Association, PIDA?
Yes, that actually took me by surprise because I was, must have been about many years ago, about 15 years ago, there was a vacancy for the president of the Boy Scout Association, PIDA local government, and I was invited to to be the president because I had associated with them, with some of the members, and I think they just felt that, look, this person that has been associating with us, if we make him the president, then he will associate with us more. So that's how I became the president. It has been a good experience.
Really? Did you actually join them when you were in school, secondary school or so? Did you do anything relating to that?
Yes, when I was in secondary school, I was a Boy Scout, and I really enjoyed it. And so in my committee, I was not even the Makama then. But in my committee, when I came and I saw now there's a lot of active issues about the Boy Scouts, I just started to associate with them. And I was doing it purely out of interest. So when the vacancy came, as I said, they just thought I'd be the right person.
All right, we'll come back to continue the discussion on the Boy Scout issue. If you're just joining us, you're watching Meta Show, and we have other guests on our show today, Alhaji Dalhatu Mahmood Aliyu, the Makama Nupe. We'll be right back to continue our discussion with him. Stay.
Why smoking is the substance is smooth and has been found as well as most addictive is nicotine. We should recall in Nigeria nicotine during the
drug addiction or drug abuse
and analog
indiscriminate use of drugs.
sometimes even designed to first.
Yes, there is a link between malaria and
Eat well from food,
excessive
drink treated water, and the spread of cholera will
just okay, let me even start this way to make it more clear. Just
If you want to be theoretical, it applies to even men.
Welcome back. We were still discussing on the Boy Scout issue before we went on break. So we'll go ahead and continue with our discussion. So how active is the Boy Scout now? Are they still maintaining their standards as it used to be?
The Boy Scout, at least the one I'm associated with now, which is the Bida local government, we are quite active actually. And what I find quite nice is the dedication of the supervisors and also the commitment of some of the youngsters that I find we're always organizing training, and then they go around for jamborees, they go to various local governments, and relatively is active. But I don't know what is happening in the schools. I can only speak within my own locality. Unfortunately for the Chief Scout of Boy Scout Association of Nigeria, nationwide, is from my local government.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, yes.
And your relationship with him and the closeness is really, really rewarding.
Yes, it's quite rewarding. It's quite rewarding, and we're proud of him. Yes.
Well, that's good. That's good. Sir, what is your vision for the association, and how well are you achieving it?
My vision for the Bida local government is for the local government to be the best, not only in Niger State but nationwide. And we're trying our best. As I said, our students are very active in the association. We try to train them, sponsor them for jamborees. And out of that, I'm happy to note that a lot of them, because of the background they have in the Boy Scout, a lot of them have applied to join similar organizations like armed forces.
Wow.
And anytime they go for interview, they normally do very well.
Okay, because of their experiences.
Yes, in training them and so on. So I have some of my scout members in the various organizations.
How are you coping with all this? You're the president of the Nigerian Scout Association, the Makama Nupe, you're a legal luminary, a father, a husband, and all that. So how do you cope with all of this?
Well, we must thank God, first of all, for good health, because good health is the foundation of everything. I'm happy that God has blessed me with good health. And then I think the rest is a matter of interest. If you have interest and you are committed, you'll always find a way of doing what you want to do.
So everything is just about interest?
I think it's a lot about it is interest and commitment. Once you're interested, committed, you find, as I said, you find
you can cope with it.
You can cope with almost anything.
With all these things, you said you can cope with it. So let's look at this angle of how you spend your leisure.
Yes, I spend my leisure time, which is usually quite far and in between. But the leisure time I find, I read books, I watch movies, and I spend quality time with people that are close to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Of course, it's not obvious that lawyers, they read books a lot.
Yeah.
So what would you say to a young Nigerian watching you right now?
Yes, for a young Nigerian, I think that first of all, everybody should try and be gainfully employed. And when I mean by gainfully employed, I mean it doesn't have to be working for a company or so, but you must have something doing to achieve your livelihood. I think, as they say, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. So everybody should try and be engaged in some form of activity
Okay.
that will be productive and that he can sustain himself. That is the first one. And of course, people should also be committed to whatever surroundings they find themselves. That is, love your neighbor, be a good citizen to Nigeria, be a good citizen in your state, be a good citizen in your local government, be a good citizen in your community. And I'm sure with all these things, you find that life will also be good to you, back to you.
All right, if you're still watching us, you're watching Mother Show, and we have on our show today Alhaji Danhatu Mahmood Aliyu, the Makama Nupe. He is also a legal luminary. We'll take a break right now. We'll be right back.
When and why smoking is the substance is smooth and has been found as well as most addictive is nicotine. We should recall in Nigeria nicotine during the
Drug addiction or drug abuse
And analog to
indiscriminate use of drugs.
sometimes even designed first.
Yes.
There is a link between malaria and
Eat well,
Excessive
drink treated
Because,
water, and the spread of cholera will go
just okay, let me even start this to make it more clear. Just
If you want to be theoretical, it applies to human men.
Welcome back. We have an astounding guest on our show, and talking about Alhaji Danhatu Mahmood Aliyu, the Makama Nupe. And before he went on break, he actually gave some piece of advice to the young Nigerians. We'll go ahead now to look at his guiding principles in life. What are your guiding principles in life?
Well, my guiding principles are shaped by my religion, which is Islam.
Okay.
I follow the principles that's enunciated in my religion, and I find that that works for me very well.
Okay.
Yes,
So the religion shapes you.
it does to a very large extent.
Okay. All right, that's good. It shows that you're a very religious person.
Well, I try as much as I can.
All right. Most accomplished men of your kind eventually ends up in some political positions. Do we expect that from you?
Not really. I think so far I'm satisfied with the corporate life I'm leading, and I don't think I have the intention of going into politics. Even though my two predecessors, my dad was
Okay.
a political figure, my uncle was also a political figure, but for me, I've chosen a different path.
Wow.
Yeah, so I don't see myself ending up in politics.
Okay. I'm kind of being curious. Why? It's kind of in the family thing.
Yes, it is, but I think people are cut out for different kinds of things.
Yeah, I know
I
that.
don't look like somebody who's cut out for politics.
Okay.
That's my own assessment. So I think I intend to stick with what I know best.
That's the legal aspect.
That's the legal profession.
Okay.
Yes.
That's good. Where do you see yourself in future?
In future, I see myself as having a successful corporate career.
Okay.
After that, I see myself as coming back to the community, living within the community,
Okay.
joining with my leader, the HNP, to share his vision in transforming the society and the community that we live in. That's where I see myself.
Okay.
Yes, in future.
All right. So, what would you want posterity to remember you for?
Yes, I'd like to be remembered as somebody who came and more significantly contributed my quota towards the development of my community.
Okay.
With that, I'll be happy wherever I am. If I'm remembered as somebody who contributed to the upliftment of my society, that is my community.
Okay. Just that.
Just that. And that will satisfy me.
Okay. Let's look at your traditional attire. Is this how the Makama Nupe dresses?
Not really. The Makama Nupe does not have a formal attire, but of course, I dress as Makama Nupe, I dress to suit all occasions. Like during the Salah, you see, apart from this, you see me with what we call a kimba.
Okay.
When I'm riding horse, this is not the full traditional regalia.
Okay.
Because when you do that, the turban, this is the small, what you call the small turban.
Okay.
You have to tie the very big turban, wear a kimba, formula, and so many other things.
Okay.
But as I said, I dress to suit all occasions, and this is the most appropriate dress for this occasion, for this interview.
What would be your last word to the public in general?
Well, my last word would be that we should all live in peace and good neighborliness. Love their neighbor, love yourself, love your family, love everything about you. And I'm sure the love will shine back to you.
That's good. It's nice to have you on our show. Thank you for creating time to be here on our show to talk about yourself, your career, and then the Emirate as well, the Bida Emirate as well. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for the interview. Thank you.
All right, we're wrapping up our program on Murder Show today, and we've been discussing with a standing personality, a renowned person, a legal luminary, the president of Nigerian Scout Association, Bida. He is also the Makama Nupe, and he says so much about himself, his career, and how he has the interests of his people at heart. If we have so much of people like this kind in our society, I know that Nigeria will always be a better place for us all. At the same time, he loves reading books and so on. So for the young people out there, learn to read your books too, so that you can also be like the Makama Nupe. And most people see him as a role model. Alright, on behalf of my crew, we're wishing you a lovely day ahead. I am Imelda saying bye for now, to same time on Murder Show.